The private dining room at Belmont's was decorated exactly the way my sister Kimberly had planned it. Blue and silver balloons. A banner reading, "Happy 10th birthday, Ethan." 18 family members crowded around the long table, laughing and talking over plates of half-eaten food. My son, Ethan, sat at the head of the table, wearing the button-down shirt I'd bought him for the occasion. He'd been smiling all evening, thrilled to have the whole family together. Then the cake arrived. The server wheeled it in on a cart, a massive 3-tier creation with blue frosting and a soccer ball design. Ethan's face lit up. Soccer was his entire world. "Can I blow out the candles now, Mom?" he asked. Before I could answer, Kimberly stood up. "Actually, I'll handle this part. I organize everything, so I should cut the cake too." She picked up the cake knife and positioned herself behind the cake. Everyone pulled out their phones for photos. Ethan sat forward in his chair, ready for the candles. But Kimberly didn't light them. She just started cutting. "Wait," Ethan said, confused. "The candles. We'll skip that part," Kimberly said breezily, slicing into the first layer. "It's too childish anyway. You're 10 now, not 5. I stood up. "Kim, it's his birthday. He should blow out the candles." "It's fine, Rebecca. Trust me, he won't even remember this in a year." She kept cutting, placing the first slice on a plate. She handed it to my father. The second slice went to her husband, Marcus, the third to her daughter, Sophia. Slice after slice, handed around the table, to my Uncle Robert, my Aunt Jennifer, my cousins, and finally Sophia's younger brother, Logan. Ethan watched each plate pass by him. His smile faded slightly, but he waited. It was his birthday. Surely his slice was coming. I sat back down, watching Kimberly, waiting to see what she'd do. She kept cutting, handing out slice after slice. Soon everyone had dessert. Everyone except Ethan. Finally, Kimberly set the knife down. One small piece remained in the pan, maybe a quarter of a regular slice. "There," she said, looking satisfied. "Family slices are distributed." Ethan raised his hand tentatively. "Aunt Kim, what about me?" Kimberly looked at him as if she'd forgotten he was there. "Oh, sweetie, no. This is for family only, not for you." The room went silent. My Uncle Robert stopped with his fork halfway to his mouth. Aunt Jennifer looked uncomfortable, but no one said anything. I am family," Ethan said quietly. "It's my birthday." "Well, technically, yes." But Kimberly waved her hand vaguely. "You know what I mean. Real family. People who've contributed. People who matter." I felt my hands curl into fists under the table. My father cleared his throat. "Kim's right, actually. The boys should understand how these things work." What things work?" I asked, keeping my voice calm. "Family hierarchies, Rebecca. Some people are central to the family. Some are peripheral. Ethan needs to learn where he fits." "At his own birthday party?" I said. "Especially at his own birthday party. Better to learn young." Dad took another bite of cake. Makes sense when you think about it. I looked at my son. His eyes were filling with tears, but he was trying hard not to cry. 10 years old, sitting at his own birthday party, watching 17 people eat his cake while being told he wasn't really family. "Excuse me," I said, standing up. I walked out of the private dining room, through the main restaurant, and out the front doors. Once outside, I pulled out my phone and opened my texts. I found the message thread with James Chen, the restaurant manager. "Me, James, it's Rebecca. I need you to cancel the private room booking immediately. Yes, right now. I'll explain in person." His response came within 30 seconds. "On my way." I walked back inside. James was already moving toward me from his office, his expression concerned. "Rebecca, what's wrong? Is the service?" "The service is fine, but I need everyone in that private room to leave. Now." "I don't understand. You booked the room. It's your son's party. And I'm the one canceling it. They need to vacate immediately." James looked torn. "Rebecca, there are 18 people in there. They've already eaten. They have cake. I can't just." "James, check the ownership documents for this restaurant. Specifically, the deed filed with the county last year." He looked confused but pulled out his phone. I watched him navigate to the restaurant's corporate files, the ones I knew he had access to as general manager. His eyes widened as he read. You own Belmont's?" "I'm the sole owner, as of 14 months ago. The previous owner wanted to retire. I bought the restaurant outright. You report to me, and I'm telling you that booking is canceled. Everyone needs to leave the private room, now." Jesus, I had no idea. The paperwork all shows Berm Holdings as the owner. Rebecca Michelle Holdings, my initials. I kept it quiet because I didn't want family asking for favors or free meals. But right now, I'm using my authority as owner. Clear that room. James nodded. I'll handle it personally. I'm sorry, I should have. You did nothing wrong, just get them out. I followed him back to the private dining room. Through the window in the door, I could see everyone still eating cake. Ethan sat at the head of the table, staring at his empty place setting. James opened the door and walked in. I stayed in the doorway where everyone could see me. Excuse me, everyone, James said, his voice professionally polite. I'm afraid there's been an issue with this booking. I need to ask you all to leave the private dining room immediately. Kimberly looked up, annoyed. We booked this room for 3 hours. We still have an hour and a half left. I understand, but the booking has been canceled by the owner. Well, call the owner. This is ridiculous. We're in the middle of a birthday party. I'm standing right here, I said from the doorway. Everyone turned to look at me. What are you talking about? Kimberly said. I own Belmont's. I purchased it last year, and I'm canceling your booking. You have 5 minutes to collect your things and leave. My father stood up. Rebecca, this is absurd. You can't kick out your own family. Watch me. You just told my son he's not really family at his own birthday party. You endorsed my sister telling him he doesn't matter. So now, you can all leave. You're overreacting, Kimberly said, but her voice had lost its confidence. It was just a joke. Ethan knows he's family. Do you, Ethan? I asked my son. He looked at me, then at the table full of adults who'd eaten his birthday cake. I don't know, Mom. I walked over to him and held out my hand. Come on, buddy, let's go get some real birthday cake. Somewhere people actually want you there. He took my hand and stood up. As we walked toward the door, Kimberly found her voice. Rebecca, you can't be serious. You own this place? Since when? Since 14 months ago, and yes, I'm completely serious. James, please see that everyone leaves within 5 minutes. If anyone refuses, call the police for trespassing. You can't call the police on your own family, Uncle Robert protested. Watch me, you have 5 minutes. I walked out with Ethan's hand in mine. Behind us, I heard chairs scraping and voices rising in confusion and protest. I didn't look back. In the main dining area, I stopped at the host stand. James, please prepare the bill for the private room. Charge it to Kimberly Morrison's card on file. Full price, no family discount. And add a 20% service charge for the disruption. Rebecca, are you sure? Completely sure. And James? Going forward, the private dining room is not available to anyone in my family. If any of them try to book it, the answer is no. Understood. I took Ethan outside. We stood in the parking lot as the sun was setting. My son was crying now, quietly. Mom, why did Aunt Kim say I'm not real family? I knelt down in front of him. Because your Aunt Kim is cruel. And she wanted to make herself feel important by making you feel small. Did you really buy the restaurant? I did. About a year ago. I've been investing in properties and businesses. I own 3 restaurants now. Belmont's is my favorite. Why didn't you tell anyone? Because I didn't want people treating me differently or asking for money or free meals. I wanted to keep my business life separate from family. Are we still having my birthday party? Absolutely, but somewhere better. How do you feel about ice cream cake at home? We can invite your actual friends, the kids from your soccer team, people who actually like you. He thought about it, then nodded. That sounds better anyway. I don't think anyone in there actually wanted to come. My phone started buzzing. Kimberly calling, then Dad, then Uncle Robert. I declined them all. One text from Kimberly came through. You just humiliated me in front of the entire family. I will never forgive you for this. I replied, you just told my 10-year-old son he doesn't matter at his own birthday party. I will never forgive you for that. Then I blocked her number. The fallout was spectacular. My father called from Uncle Robert's phone, ranting about disrespect and family bonds. I let him talk for 3 minutes, then said, you told Ethan he's peripheral family, that he needs to learn where he fits. At his 10th birthday party, we're done talking. I hung up and blocked that number too. My mother, who'd been traveling and missed the party, called the next day after hearing about it from Kimberly. Rebecca, I can't believe you threw your own family out of a restaurant. I can't believe they ate my son's birthday cake and told him he wasn't really family. Kimberly said it was a joke you took too seriously. Mom, 17 people ate cake. Ethan got none. 0. At his own birthday party. Dad said it made sense because Ethan is peripheral family. Where's the joke? Silence. Then, peripheral family? He said that. Direct quote. So I used my authority as the restaurant owner to end the party. You own Belmont's? I own Belmont's, Toscana's, and the Harborside Grill. I've been building a restaurant portfolio for 3 years. I kept it quiet because I wanted my business separate from family drama. 3 restaurants? How did you afford? Real estate investments. I've been working on this for years while everyone assumed I was struggling. I'm not struggling, Mom. I'm thriving. And I'm not going to let my family humiliate my son just to make themselves feel superior. Mom was quiet for a long moment. Can I talk to Ethan? Why? Because I want to apologize to my grandson for missing his birthday and for having raised a daughter who could be that cruel. I handed Ethan the phone. They talked for 10 minutes. When he handed it back, he was smiling. Grandma says she's sorry she missed my party. She wants to take me to a baseball game next week, just me and her. That sounds nice. She also said Aunt Kim has always been mean and she's sorry she didn't stop her sooner. 2 weeks later, I was at Belmont's doing paperwork in my office, the one behind the kitchen that most customers didn't know existed, when James knocked. Rebecca, your sister is in the main dining room. She's asking to see you. Tell her I'm not available. I did. She says she'll wait. I sighed and closed my laptop. Fine, I'll handle it. Kimberly was sitting at a table near the window, looking smaller than I'd ever seen her. No makeup. Jeans and a sweater instead of her usual designer outfits. I sat down across from her. You have 5 minutes. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. What I did at Ethan's party was unforgivable. Yes, it was. I don't know why I did it. I think I was jealous. You always seemed like you were struggling. Never wore expensive clothes. Drove an old car. I felt superior. And when you showed up to this nice restaurant for Ethan's party, something in me wanted to remind you, and him, that you weren't as good as us. By telling my son he's not real family at his birthday party. I know, I hate myself for it. She was crying now. Marcus left me, when he heard what happened. He said he can't be married to someone that cruel to a child. He filed for divorce last week. I felt nothing. No sympathy. No satisfaction. Just nothing. I need you to know something, Kim. I don't care about your marriage. I don't care that you're sorry now. What I care about is that my 10-year-old son cried himself to sleep that night because his family told him he doesn't matter. You can't apologize that away. I know, but I had to try, and I wanted you to know. I told everyone the truth, that you own 3 restaurants, that you've been successful this whole time, that I was performing superiority I didn't earn. Dad tried to defend what he said, but no one's speaking to him anymore. The family knows what we did. Good. Can you ever forgive me? I stood up. I don't know. Ask me again in 10 years. Maybe by then, Ethan will have forgotten how it felt to watch 17 people eat his birthday cake while being told he wasn't family. I walked back to my office and closed the door. Some people build themselves up by tearing others down. Some people perform superiority in spaces they don't own. And some people learn, too late, that birthday cake tastes like ashes when you've stolen it from a child. Kimberly learned that lesson in my restaurant, at my son's party on property I owned. And my son learned something more important, that he has a mother who will burn every bridge in the family before she lets him be treated as less than. Family slices only? Fine, we'll make our own cake.